Good morning. It's morning coffee on Tuesday. This may be a little longer. I might have to do two parts on this. It's taking me a minute to describe the things I want to talk about. So as we dive into talking about the chakras, I want to cover a little bit of basic information around the chakras and then kind of dive into the root chakra. The first thing I want to say, though, is everything that I talk about with regards to the chakras and how they impact your physicality and your emotional being. I want to make sure that everybody understands this as a disclaimer. This is not to substitute for medical or legal advice or anything like that. We're not talking here about ditching your medical professionals. I have an incredibly deep belief that our medical professionals are absolutely necessary and integral to good, healthy balance in our health and well-being. It is the body part of our mind, body, soul. And so we have to work together to balance all three of these legs of the stool, as it were, so that we are a balanced individual. And so the first place to stop in any of your health and well-being is with a good physical annually, I suggest, from your healthcare practitioner. Let them run whatever testing they think is appropriate for you and make sure that all of your systems, your biological systems, are functioning as they should. And that is the first place to stop. When you have the green light there, that all of your systems are go, there's no dysfunction within your physiology, then you can start to look from there to other areas and say, well, what else is going on? Because I still don't feel good. And one of the things that I've learned in my education and training around health, holistic health, is that the body is the last place that dis-ease shows up. And so once it's here, once my blood pressure is too high, once my arteries are clogging up, once I'm getting back pain, once I have depression and an anxiety and all of these things that are now treatable by my medical practitioner, I've got a lot more work to do, because I've got to deal with it with them. I've got to deal with it in my energy. I've got to deal with it in my emotions. I've got to deal with it in my spirituality. I've got to deal with it in all layers, right? If there's nothing biochemically going on here that they can treat, then I should not stop there. Don't stop there. Now we can start to look at your energy bodies and your emotional bodies and your spiritual well-being. And if you start to work in these areas, this will take care of itself. It's preventative medicine is what it is. And you sit in the driver's seat. You are the empowered being to handle this container within which you reside. And so get your physical first. Check with your primary care physician, your internal medicine physician, and find out, how am I doing physically? And if biologically your container is good to go, then you need to think about your energy centers. And these are your chakras. And if a chakra is blocked and your energy is not flowing properly, think of it as if one of your nerves were kinked. You would, if the nerves in my brachial plexus were jammed up, I would have numbness and tingling down my arm. Something was wrong in this nerve plexi, I would have problems down here. If something's wrong in the electrical system in my heart, I'm going to have problems there. something's wrong in the electrical system, the solar plexi around my upper abdomen, I'm going to have issues there, and so on and so forth, right? If my sciatic nerve is pinched, I'm going to have problems in my legs. So it's the same thing. If my chakra is blocked, I'm going to have problems in my energy, and you're going to feel dis-ease and discomfort. And so what will they look like? We'll talk about that. And today I want to look on the root chakra. The root chakra is your foundation. You have 7 chakras. The root, the sacral, and this is from the bottom up. The root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the brow chakra, and then the crown chakra. And they all impact different areas of your being. The root chakra impacts you in many areas, but it's your foundation. So think of a foundation. It makes sense when you begin to understand these things. If you feel unstable, if you feel out of sync, if you feel lack of confidence, if you feel a little disoriented, you may have some blockage or too much energy flowing through your root chakra. It may be out of balance. And so you can look to balance that. And we'll talk about that towards the end. How do you balance your chakras? And so it's your foundation. In the Sanskrit, it's called the Muladhara, and it carries an energy that is has the color of red. You think of it as a red. And so if you're looking to, if you're into these things and you're looking to, if you're feeling somewhat unbalanced and out of sorts on any given day, you might wear red that day. You might choose semi-precious stones that are red, like jasper or stones like that, you know, if you wear the bracelets and stuff, you can use those, rubies, etc. But this is your foundation. It helps you have basic good mental and physical health. It helps your connection to earth. It leans you into your trust, mistrust areas, and that sort of thing. It is located in the same area as your coccygeal nerve plexi. And so at the very base of your spine, in the perineal area, this is where you can visualize your root chakra. It's considered a place where we carry a lot of energy from the past. And I'm going to go into that in a minute. I'm going to actually do a part 2 on this. So let me take a pause right now, and then I'll set up the next part 2. See you in just a minute.